notes over coffee.
So now you're trying to set me up with a jewel thief?
At this point, I'd set you up with a chimpanzee if it brought you back to the world.
There's nothing out there for me.
And that's the problem. You hung up your cape and your cow, but you didn't move on. You never went to find a life, to find someone.
Alfred, I did find someone.
I know, and you lost them. But that's all part of living, sir. But you're not living. You're just waiting.
Batman is an icon. From the comic books to the movies to the TV shows, he's an icon in everyone's eyes. He is never the role model of what a superhero should be, but he is seen as the idea of what if a superhero had mental problems, had trauma, had experiences that they went through. Not just regular everyday stuff, but this idea that what if a superhero is just as broken as the viewers. But I think to understand that, we have to start from where it all began. During a nice night in Gotham City, Martha and Thomas Wayne were watching The Mask of Zorro with their son Bruce. They loved the experience, and they could go get a ride home, but Bruce insisted that they enjoy the walk home after having such a life-changing experience. So they continue to walk home, but suddenly they reach an alleyway when suddenly a man shoots both Martha and Thomas Wayne to the ground, leaving the boy behind. His parents are gone, and the innocent Bruce Wayne was dead, and the Batman was born. You see, for a lot of superheroes, the origin doesn't mean as much to the characters and who they are. It might be why they became superheroes, but it's never something so reoccurring. But with the Batman, it is. His whole reason for putting on the costume is so no kid can ever become him, which is why he helped Robin, right? He's the whole point of having Robin help bring justice to who he killed his parents, is so he wouldn't become and be like him. So we wouldn't feel that resentment and that regret that he feels day and night for not being able to do anything about his parents' death, for not being able to bring justice to who killed them. Now, does he deal with this trauma by becoming that fear? Absolutely. By becoming that scary figure walking through the night to get criminals to stop, to make Gotham a better place, because that's what he's doing. He's avenging his parents. He thinks that by making Gotham safe and putting criminals in jail, it will satisfy his parents and overall make him feel more satisfied. The thing is, everyone thinks Gotham needs the Batman, but the reality is Bruce needs the Batman and Gotham. If you think about it, Bruce is really doing this for selfish reasons, to an extent, of course. He is in an odd way delusional. He believes that this is what his family wanted, and that they would want him to be this brutal vigilante that's hurting criminals, but the reality is they wouldn't want that for him. Now, he could try to get his weapons to the police and such for them to fight and decrease the crime rate, but the reality is he thinks he's the one who needs the weight on his shoulders. He thinks that he's the only one that has to do this, that he has to be the one to take out the criminals, because deep down, Bruce is doing it for his own selfish reasons, his own selfish choices. He's using this in a way to cope with his parents' death, which is wrong, yes, but definitely in no way, shape, or form far from the truth. Now, this doesn't mean Bruce Wayne doesn't want to do the right thing, but it's because he does it for his parents. Now, of course, he wants to make sure that no one else feels the pain that he has felt before, but he also uses beating up criminals as a way to take his anger and traumas out on them. Because while he isn't exactly doing it uncontrollably, he is taking his anger out on them as much as he can without crossing that line that he holds to such a high standard. Bruce Wayne can't not be the Batman. Bruce Wayne has to be the Batman because in his mind, this is what he thinks his parents would have wanted. For him to senselessly beat up criminals and sacrifice his whole life so nobody gets hurt ever again.
It doesn't mean I don't care anymore. I don't want to let you down, honest, but it just doesn't hurt so bad anymore. You can understand that, can't you? Look, I can give money to the city, they can hire more cops, let someone else take the risk, but it's different now. Please, I need it to be different now. I know I made a promise, but I didn't see this coming. I didn't count on being happy. please. Tell me that it's okay.
Maybe they already have. Maybe they sent me.
There's this whole idea I've talked about that the Batman is him expressing who he really is. Because he's not Bruce Wayne. He is the Batman. The Batman is who he really is. It's supposed to show all the fear, doubt, misery, mentally that he has had throughout his life. While Bruce Wayne is the cocky billionaire playboy that everybody loves. The reason this is because it's supposed to represent people that hide their depression. Bruce Wayne represents us, acting like we're happy and that nothing is wrong, while Batman is supposed to be that true side of what we really represent. People see Bruce Wayne as the person and Batman as the mask he's hiding behind, but in reality it's the other way around. It's this idea of self-expression, of him showing what he truly is on the inside. Now, in almost every Batman movie and show, he is always alone. He's mostly brooding, regretting something, and has a love interest that we know he's not going to stay with. But Batman Mask the Phantasm takes this concept: can Bruce Wayne really be the Batman if he's happy? And the truth is he can't. He can't be the Batman and happy, because the Batman is the representation of the darkness, anger, and agony that he has felt. He can't be the Dark Knight if there's joy in his life, because it's not who the Batman is, and Bruce has to make this choice, this decision, that he can never be happy. He can never truly live a life of joy and hope because Gotham needs the Batman, and the Batman can't live a good life. Now the question is, what separates him from other heroes? From what I've described, he doesn't seem much different from the Punisher or Wolverine or anyone like those two superheroes. But what makes him superior, what has made millions fall in love with the idea of who he is and what he is supposed to be? Because while he is a violent, brutal vigilante with a dark past, and does somewhat take out his trauma and anger out onto other villains, he never lets it get to him. He's always able to stay mentally strong and always is able to get back up regardless of how far he falls down each time. This is shown because the Joker actually at one point gets sick of him not being able to mentally break him, to the point to where he targets Superman, and it was so easy that the second he found out that he did what he did, which was kill Lois Lane, he didn't waste a second to go and end the Joker's life. But with the Batman, no matter how many times villains try to philosophically break him or physically break him, he will never let them win. He will never let his trauma get in the way of who he really is. He will never break down mentally and just start killing a ton of villains, because that's not who Batman is, which makes him so iconic and easy to look up to and idolize. Because we all have problems, right? Mentally or physically, whether it's with something we're passionate about or something horrible that out of nowhere just happens to us. The reality is that no matter what happens, we always have to keep getting up no matter what happens to us. No matter what we go through, no matter what knocks us down, we have to stay mentally strong and get through it and get back up. There's this whole thing with Batman's morals and him not wanting to kill anybody way more than most superheroes, but the question is why? Why is he so concerned about these horrible criminals? Joker has done so many terrible things that have ruined him mentally and psychologically, and millions of others the same way. It would do the world a favor if he was gone, right? Well, the reality is, he can't. He can't inflict the same pain that those robbers inflicted on his own family. In his eyes, that would make him no better than him. It would make him no better than any common criminal or anti-hero, which is why he can't do it. As much as Batman wants to, he cannot cross that line because he couldn't live with himself. This is why the Joker is the ultimate foil to Batman, because he's not afraid to die. He's not afraid of dying. If anything, if Batman kills him, he wins. He sees Batman's mental state as a game and tries as hard as he can to break his morals and what he stands for so that he is mentally broken. Also, unlike Batman, he has no morals or boundaries, no limits. He will do anything at any cost to break Batman, no matter what horrible thing he does. He does this because no matter what, if he ends up crossing this line, it makes him no better than him. Batman thinks he's just as bad as the Joker if he kills him, and he knows this, and this is why he will do anything at any cost to break him to the point of insanity just so he can kill himself, because he knows that will force him to reach his breaking point and question who he is overall as a human being, because the Joker is a sick individual that messes with people's minds and will do anything at any cost to do so. When it boils down to it, Batman is a truly broken character. He's a depressed loner that hides himself from the world and vows to his parents he will do anything he can to stop every criminal on the street so no one will get hurt. Batman, at the end of the day, is just a sad loner in a costume. He's not someone hopeful and easy to look up to like Superman or your everyday guy like Spider-Man. He's a depressed, lonely guy that takes his anger out on criminals, but also is strong enough to not let it cross the line, which is why people idolize him. Because no matter what torture he's been through, in and out, he will always overpower it. Because that's who the Batman is. He'll always be tough and mentally strong and be able to get through things, but also that doesn't change the fact that he's a broken man. Batman still is somebody who hides from who he truly is, and the only way you will ever be able to understand his true mental state is when you see the Batman, because that is his way of showing his depression away, because the truth is, Batman's mask isn't hiding who he truly is. It's Bruce Wayne's face that hides the real person.